morning. Once again, this is Michael Richard. I'm very sorry for background, and we don't have a lot of editorial things in our videos. This is a beginning, and I cannot stop sharing things with people just because I don't have graphics designer, I don't have, say, good camera. And I used to see some people, holding something like, voice amplifier when they talk. But it doesn't really matter, depending on the environment and where I am. So I don't know, if you're interested with what I do, you can show your support. I may need a studio, and I may need to have some, guests sometimes. I wish, and if I have a studio, I'll be inviting students from different universities, from different environments, who will be attending, and we share the conversation, and they'll be asking some questions, and we interact. So on the continuation, I'll have different segments. Okay, I was talking about self-esteem and life value, life adventure. Yes, I'll be just, proceeding from that, but today I just want to talk about happiness. So happiness is going to be the first episode, happiness part 1. However, on the other side, I'll be keeping on improving that. Happiness. What is happiness? So many people don't really understand what is happiness. It is very sad if you are in your adulthood, say you're about 30 years old, and you don't really understand what is happiness. Okay, it's very sad, but sometimes it comes automatically due to environment and people you spend time with, the books you read, the parents and relatives, and even guardians. But happiness has no any definition up to this moment that I talk, as I've been trying to search for its meaning, but I've never found one. Okay, it doesn't really mean that what I say is the final. You may keep on searching for that and find exactly what does that mean. But to me, happiness is different things to different people. Sometimes we are being affected by our childhood, entitlement, what the society think about us, what are norms, what are their beliefs. In some society, especially in Tanzania, they believe that if you are excelling at school, if you are getting A's, B+, B and all that, you are the best person, and other children and other youth around will have to learn from you. And some parents will take you as an exemplary person. You see? So they go further believing that a young guy who's pushing science studies is better far off than the young person who is majoring in arts subjects. So you may find basically automatically the society start to value the other person than the other. Automatically the other person who's doing artist subject, he becomes feeling down, and the self-value diminish day after day, and he starts to believe what he's doing at school is not better, and it has no any potentiality other than what the other people other young boys other young people who are majoring in science. So what does that mean? You lies a child, a person who is not happy directly since from her childhood, because, well, they try so hard to also pass the science subject. In a class, say, in secondary school, mostly we have we have we have we have we have say four stages: Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. In Form 2 we have national exam. So if you pass well your Form 2 national exam, then the school will decide in which combination you have to start pursuing. If you do great, they will just take you to science subjects. And if you do poor, you are going to art subjects. Well, I don't know what this implies, but mostly, there are some students, they start to know that I don't fit in science subject because I use much energy, I don't understand, I'll go for art subject, you see. But despite the decision student may make, or the school may make on behalf of the student start glow but feeling valueless and potential. Lack of confidence, he lacks confidence, and he positions himself in certain position where all the time we think those who are doing science subject are better and they can just do more than what he can do. Okay, I was just giving out the implication of happiness. So this person who is doing art subject, he will not be happy until he dies, unless the fact that he starts to learn what is the happiness and how he can maintain his happiness state. However, I give you the secret: nobody is happier than the other. And you cannot feel what the other people is feeling. Here I come. If you have created a certain picture, image, that within this scope, I love to be happy, and you see those things that you have imagined are occurring to other people, you think they are happier than you, because all the things you wanted to have to be happy, they have. That's not true, and no one has ever tried to feel that way. You can, because I'm presenting to you now, you may think that I'm so happy. No, you don't know whether, of course I'm happy, but can you really feel what I have in my heart? Well, you can see it, my physical appearance and how I look, because what you have inside, that's what people can see from outside. Okay, so the student who went for art subject start to think students who are doing science subject are happier than him. Okay? You know what the result from that? The student from artist, I'll call him artist. The artist, art subjects are history, civics, language. In Tanzania we learn English. Anyway, it can be French, but our second language mainly is English. Commerce, bookkeeping, geography, Kiswahili, Swahili. Those are kind of subjects which are termed to be art subject. So he grows up, he goes to school, but with some bias sometimes, because he doesn't see the value from the society due to the choice he has made. Day after day, the ability to create and innovate within his scope or her scope of education diminishes. And she's not happy, a lady. Okay. So because she has been from the art subject, she passes, then she goes to higher level, Form 5 and Form 6. Then she goes to college. In college, then if you're from the background of art art subject, especially in Africa, say in Tanzania, from what I know, it is very difficult to convince the college that you can major courses which are science courses if you're from the art subject. Well, some try hard, try to switch a little bit, but not that much. You see, because the system is that way, the norms, the society, our adult people, our professors, our teachers, our mothers, our sisters, they believe in that way. So in some little ways, it starts to be the culture. So the student develop self-defense mechanism on the way he talks to other people and on the way he interacts with other people. So most of the time when he comes into the group of other people, say other students, what he thinks is, how will I protect myself from this type of people? Well, say you're making some stories or discussion, he may suddenly start to speak like, you can go for art subject and you'll become rich person. So trying to give so many examples, these distract your mind, this reduce your wisdom, and this makes you inconfident all the time. Those three things I've mentioned automatically sink in your heart, sink in your body, and gradually people see you that way. If you're not happy, if you have some grudges in your heart, sometimes when you come close to people, they detect that and they automatically segregate you. People want to see you happy, shining, smiling, smelling good, hopeful, powerful, energetic. Like me? I'm kidding. You see, so that person start to feel down in every step he makes in his life. And thus, he's not happy because he thinks happiness is in another person's heart because that person was doing science subject. Okay, that was an example. So that was an example how to be happy. Say you were in your childhood, you were becoming the top of the class since your primary education up to secondary education. But when you graduated and you are employed, you find that at your work area you don't get promotions, and people don't say that you are the top student because at the organization, maybe people will be looking at what you deliver, your performance, but in other organization, they may not bother telling you if you're doing better or what, but they may be, taking your output and things go on as well. So you start developing a kind of doubt. Why they don't give me compliment? I was doing great at my school. I was doing great at my family. I was the top student. Suddenly you may start to defend yourself in every talk you make with people, in every get up together. Only what you think is you want to convince people that you were the best. And in some discussions, it doesn't really mean that you have to tell them that you were the best. You have to go with the flow of what people are talking currently. You don't have to distract the conversation and all of a sudden start to tell people about how you have been doing, how you have been performing at school. And if people don't accept the way you encourage them that you are the best, you start to feel unhappy. Some people got into marriage because they thought they could be happy. People are suffering, trying to jump in every corner, trying to find, how can I be happy? Once you get into the relationship, you find that the man to whom you are expecting to have happiness cannot give you that happiness you were expecting. He likes to drink, he likes to go to clubs, so he comes home late. You start to quarrel. Perhaps when he goes out, he really respects himself. He only drinks and come back home. But your heart tells that he's cheating. Your heart tells him he's cheating, and you start to quarrel. Well, some people into marriage start to become enough with one another. I mean, you take it normal. You don't feel excited anymore. You don't see the beauty from your partner. You start to see wonderful things outside the marriage. Perhaps you become interested with some role models, people on the television, maybe the people you're working with, or a certain lady at nearby cave at your workplace. Automatically, you start to apart from what you were expecting to have in your relationship. You start to step out slowly and gradually, and that you create an happiness environment. Okay, perhaps one person from the marriage will start to be unhappy because what she was expecting is not what she got. Okay, maybe you got into marriage and you have real love, you love one another, you love with persistence, you have passion, and all of a sudden you give a birth to a baby who doesn't like science subject. She likes dancing. You become unhappy. You quarrel. So I just want to talk about happiness. I just want to try to share with people how to be happy. I think to be happy at the first point is to know that happiness is intangible. Something that is indefinite, and you cannot define that. And happiness may come in different ways. If your beloved one die, you become unhappy. It's okay, you may become unhappy, but please, you have to be unhappy for some few moments, because you know that is above your capacity, that's above your control. It is Almighty God who does that. And do you think you have the power to control God with what He wants to do to the universe? No. Can you submit that and agree wholeheartedly that God can do whatever He wants to do to people? Upon understanding that nature, perhaps you can control your happiness, that we live but temporarily and one day I may die. Sometimes happiness may come when mediocre people start to gossip about you and tell you that you are not enough, you are pretending to be unique, you are not handsome, you are not blah blah blah. You attempt to please them and show them that you are what they want you to be, you become unhappy. So to me, rejection and criticization and critics makes me happy, because it shows me how hard and how beautiful I'm trying to be. It's very funny. Somebody who has never ever tried to speak in English tells you that your English is poor, and you feel down, you go back home feeling insecure, feeling desperate, and no. If your English is poor, keep speaking, keep correcting, keep pronouncing, keep reading, keep improving. You see? So the first point of how to be happy, it starts with, how do you understand your happiness point? Okay? I'm not a doctor, medical doctor. I'm not a pilot. I'm not a billionaire. Okay? But all those things doesn't really make me unhappy, because I do understand God has created people in his own way, and everyone is unique. Some people have very beautiful studio for presenting. I don't have a studio, but I'm happy with what I do as long as I deliver what I was supposed to deliver. So you feel happy when you know Michael Richard is Michael Richard. I cannot be Michael Richard. But if I work hard, perhaps I can be better than him, or I can be like him. You want to be like Usain Bolt, the first runner, the victorious runner in the world, who ran faster than any other person. But you start feeling unhappy, you start feeling jealous. No, you have to train yourself every morning. You have to learn. And learn from him, and love him, and accept what God was intending for his life. Perhaps after his time, you may become the second champion, the best learner, because you have been learning in his feet. You know, human beings, we are hungry. We are hungry. We desire. We are greed. We desire things. We are jealousy. But these things should only come in a few moments, and you have to control them. Yes, you can be jealous, but don't take it so much serious that you start to hate and feel unhappy because of somebody's success. Okay. You become unhappy because you create an image that because Michael is presenting on YouTube, he'll be rich, and I won't be rich. No, that's not true. Being rich or not rich, that is God's purpose. And while you are thinking that way, you have to be aware, because living your life, trying to share what you have with other people, you love other people, you respect them, respect the fact what they are, the energy will reflect the same toward you. So many people, when they go into the street and they meet superstars, they start to say, no, I don't, he's a superstar, but I don't bother. I don't even look at him. I don't want to try to be down on him. No, you have to appreciate that he's a superstar. He has been working so hard. You can at least say, hi, Michael, I do appreciate you're a superstar. You're working so hard. Oh, thank you. You have to appreciate things. Even God, on the first Genesis, he wrote that after the 7 days of creation, he took a rest to thank himself and to appreciate what he has been doing. Okay, so I go on. To be happy, at the first point, you have to understand your happiness, and you have to know there is no any chance, and it's not possible to feel the happiness of the other person. Say in our country we have some most popular musicians who are wealthier. I think I see them wealthier. The way they dance, the way people are following them, the way they live on the spotlight. You think, oh my God, he's happier than me. Have you ever felt what his heart is feeling? How do you judge? Because our this and that, so I'm not happy. Somebody's happier than me. No. So at the first point, you have to understand what is your happiness, and your happiness is your happiness. You cannot feel others people's happiness. Despite what he has, You may not go further trying to think that because he has some material, then he's happier than you. So I'll be talking about happiness in progressively, So today, I've started with to be happy, you have to know your happiness position. And you have to know you cannot feel the happiness of other people. But to be happy goes hand in hand with how humble are you? How lovely are you? How kind-hearted are you? How do you celebrate about other people's success? And how are you working hard to reach your destiny? If you are lazy, you cannot be happy because you won't be achieving what you have to achieve. So understanding your happiness, you have to know we have some people who cannot be happy unless they make us feel pity. This day, I was talking with one of the popular fashion designer in our country. I can't mention his name. So he knows what I'm doing. I told him I'm a research consultant, mostly academic research consultant. So he told me, "Where's your office?" And I was like, in Mikocheni. He kept insisting, "Where's the office?" So some people are trying to find your weak point, and they hit the same spot until when you die. You don't have to accept that. You don't have to accept that. Well, I don't mean that you have to be aggressive, you have to be arrogant, that you won't be accepting other people's advice. But you have to understand, people who are telling you that you are not performing well cannot be. You don't have to accept that. Hey, you are not doing well. They are not advising you to make better improvement. They are criticizing you to interfere what you want to achieve. Those people will not make you happy. So you have to really understand that happiness has no any definition. And what you are, how you feel, what you wear, how you smell, what you eat, are the part of your happiness. You need to accept yourself in such a way that any other person will start from that point to appreciate. It doesn't really matter their position against you, but you have to accept yourself and tell yourself that I'm better. But trying to balance with you have to be humble while you feel that you're better than the other person. You have to accept, you have to help other people, you have to work hard, you have to read, you have to talk. It is better to be rejected than rejecting other people. Because many people who have been rejected, later on becomes the iconic people. And the part of rejection be turned to be their adventure. Okay, so control how you feel, control your jealousy. Try to appreciate what other people have. Some people have got into marriage very early, and some of my friends. Sometimes I try to think maybe they are happier than me because they're couples. I was not right. I wasn't not right. Because happiness doesn't It doesn't being built by one thing. It can be a beautiful mattress. It can be a beautiful room with some good smell, good air condition, good slow music, okay, and a dim candlelight, okay. It's funny. So nothing will ever make you feel unhappy. Well, sometimes you have to differentiate between feeling sorry and feeling unhappy. If I see people in troublesome situation, if I see people dying, if I see people hungry, if I see people being rejected, I feel sorry for them, but it doesn't really make me unhappy, because being happy is quite very significant thing in my life, and it has its own position in my heart. You can reach there. Yes, so there is this time you may be unhappy just because to some of the things that you wish you could do to people, but you don't have, say, money. And those things I believe God will one day give you, because your wish was to help other people. So thank you so much for today. And this is second episode, which is about happiness. This is happiness part 1. I call it self-esteem and happiness part 1. We have other parties. I'll still be talking about. I'll not finish. The way I talk, the more God gives me things to share. Sometimes I may disconnect the idea, because God gives you so many things to pour out. But I think God will give you energy and very big understanding to listen and understand what I'm trying to share with you. Thank you. See you on another video.